Welcome back to today's Sad Reality. It's actually just about 4:07 p.m. today. I was thinking about recording yesterday, and the reason I didn't was just honestly because I was so tired from everything yesterday. So, yesterday was the what, fourth anniversary of the Discord server that I run. So, I before I forget, I was also going to do this. There's a permanent invite link for that server. If I say it in this video, you won't be able to access it for a few months. But try again sometime around December, January, whatever. It's discord.gg/tqotter. That's TQOTTER, TQ Otter. Um, and yeah. But so yesterday was so much. Oh my gosh, I've got a lot to talk about today. And honestly, I wasn't entirely sure where to start, but I just wanted to go ahead and say the things before I forget them, so that we're all good to go, all squared away. Life's good when it's easy, I suppose. Um, or maybe it's not when it's good. Sometimes, or when it's easy. Sometimes it makes it too easy and then nothing happens, and I've got stuff to talk about with work today. But let's start with yesterday first. So, yesterday was a lot of, also, it's probably to be just about the same screen the entire time, because I can't remember where I left off in this game, so maybe I just click random buttons and things happen periodically. Maybe that's what we're doing today. Oh, I'm already about to sneeze. Anyways, so I planned a whole thing for server anniversary yesterday, Discord server anniversary. A lot of that was just like playing games, whatever. There was Dead by Daylight, there was Beat Saber, VR Chat, all these other cringe degenerate games that I personally am a huge fan of. Except Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight sucks. Kind of. I'm only like half kidding. Um, it's a game that I enjoy periodically, I suppose. Usually more fun with friends, or sometimes less fun with friends even. Quick steal damage, speed of getting experience, the ice sword. I can't remember what my main DPS was in this game. That's the thing too that sucks, is like you come back to a game like this and you're just like, man, where did I leave off? But while playing all those games or whatever, so I had some really, really, really bad allergies going on yesterday. So bad, in fact, that like pretty much from the time I got up yesterday, which was 9 a.m., to the time that I went to sleep, which is a little before midnight, I think. I'm actually getting on like a decent sleeping schedule here. It's kind of crazy. Um, my allergies had just been awful. Like I stole the tissue box from our bathroom and literally just kept it in my room, and half my trash is still just flooded with tissues. And this will just happen to me sometimes, where I will just start like sneezing and my nose will be running. Like that'll be the thing the entire day, and the next day it'll be totally fine. So I have no idea what that could possibly be. Is it pollen? Is it pets? Because I've got a dog and two cats. Two cats now. Yeah, it used to be more, but two cats now. Um, it could be a lot of things. Even just sitting here, sometimes I wonder if it's my room, if it's my dust, if I'm like allergic to myself in some way, the particles in the air, whatever it is. But that was a big part of it. That's why I just didn't record yesterday. I was just so tired from all of that. But what I want to talk about too was something interesting from last night. So my dad informally made a bet with me. I was like, I bet 2/3 of the customers at the store today don't really even look at me when I'm helping them, check them out, whatever, ring them out at the end. And I think I might have kind of lost that bet, but I don't have a sample size I'm happy with. So he said the next day I'm able to, which would have been today. Just count how many customers like look me in the eye. Super easy, you know. But a lot of people, I guess, are just afraid to do it, or maybe it's even becoming taboo in today's culture to do that. Uh, Maybe that's what I call today's episode. Look me in the eyes. You're gonna see this boss on screen for 8 million years, and that's all there's going to be. Staring into his soul. If I'd edit this, but I don't edit on this channel. Um, and I forgot to kind of count. Now, for my rough estimate of what happened today, I think it was more about half and half. I don't really count the returns that I don't do at the register. Like we can do returns through the separate system. It's through Zebra, which if any of you know what that is, gosh, there's another name for it, but I'm blanking right now. It's like a phone, like a special phone you have in your pocket that has apps on it that can do things specifically for your workplace, right? So you can do returns through there as well. It just takes a little bit longer to process than if we were to do it through the register, yada yada yada, whatever. which kind of forces there to be some level of interaction, whereas other times people just put things up on the counter, put their card over the reader, and then just sit there on their phone. And I'm like, yeah, that's my America. Yeehaw, brother. But between that, last night and then today, there was nothing going on. I got to the store this morning, and there was just an absence of everything to do. I think I did maybe 20, 30 transactions today, and like a 5-hour shift, so I usually work 9 to 2, or 8:45 to 2:15, but I always, show late, show up late, leave a little bit early sometimes. Welcome to being 21, part of Gen Z, zero work ethic. I hate myself. Welcome to the club. Uh, and yeah, it felt like nothing. I kept asking. I was like, "Hey, is there anything really to do today?" Not really. Okay, well, that's cool, I guess. I used to ask over the radio. I was like, "Hey, is there anything to do?" And I would just get radio silence, so I stopped asking there, and then I'd ask people in person, like, "Hey, anything to do up front other than just kind of sitting here?" And the answer is typically no. So I just kind of stopped asking as well, or ask a little less frequently. I don't know if it gets annoying or bothersome because other people have their jobs to do, whereas I'm trying to do a job. Just give me something to do. I feel like I'm not deserving my $18 an hour for sitting here. I mean, sure, I have the third most credit cards in the entire company or whatever, but like, can I also? It feels like a waste of time in a way. Like today, I have made this video. I don't know if this is 10 minutes, if it would be a 10-minute video, 20-minute video, 2-minute video, whatever. In a way, this almost feels like this might be more productive than that. Like, I just don't really do anything. There are times I'll be sitting there staring outside, and I'm just like, I hope a customer would come in. I don't care if it's a bad experience or a good experience. It's just an experience. There was a really, I don't know if this is famous or an old case study, whatever. I like psychology. I think psychology is really cool. Um, so yesterday there was this, not yesterday. What am I on about? So as part of this case study, there's a button put in a room, and it would shock people if you press the button. So it's in your interest not to press it. But it was found that a lot of people would press it just for the sake of there being some stimulus when there's nothing else to do in that room, even if it hurts a little bit. I mean, obviously, I think you press it less if it hurt a lot, but just to test it, whether it be curiosity or just to feel something. Like, it's better than an absence of everything, you know? And that's how, I guess, life has felt recently with that, in some regards, anyways. Don't get me wrong, too. I really am lucky in a lot of ways, but I also feel like I can do more than what I do. And that's why even when I started this channel, like your voice is a gift. I need to do more with YouTube, with where I'm just like sitting here in this chair, more with that time. Um, and that's something I take for granted, I guess, is that time in the first place. Funny enough, as part of all that, there's a game I've been playing on this computer here, this laptop, this whatever it is. I'd say it's a piece of junk, but it's like not bad. It might be bad by today's standards. It wasn't bad by yesterday's standards or standards like 5 years ago or whatever. Um, and this game, it's got like forced ads on mobile, so I'm probably gonna hate playing it. But it's called Star Chef 2, and I downloaded it on my phone after I got home from work today, just because I had nothing better to do. So it's like cross-platform, so I'll play it on Steam, play it there, get my achievements, and then forget about the game. That way, it's like something productive. That or checking like actual channel metrics, and also do that at the store, reading through my email, whatever else. Of course, customers are always first priority. Like, don't get me wrong. There's that, but there's also some Clash Royale games or whatever on the side. Just anything, because anything is better than nothing, I suppose. And as part of all of that, there was something I really want to talk about today, and I kind of remember what that is finally. It took me a second to process it, and it kind of helps picking a slower game like this, where I can just sit here, not really do anything, kind of vibe, you know. Um, and the truth of that was something that my pastor said yesterday. So I didn't go to church because I'm a bad Christian. I listened online because I pretend to be a good Christian, and we're talking about Elijah, and he's like this guy. He's flawed. Like, he's one of, God chooses a bunch of people, whatever. But not all those people are perfect, you know? In fact, none of them are. I mean, sin's like a condition you're born into, at least as I've kind of understood it. I mean, I could be totally wrong again, but also you gotta be strong in your convictions and all that too. Um, Elijah by no means was perfect, but he was one of the few people that God chose to go do things, you know, whether that was writing, whether that was just observing what was going on, being a part of this mess that is the world, you know. And it wasn't so much about Elijah as it was about the application to ourselves. And it was sometimes God chooses flawed people for his mission, and that's because that's really all he has access to. But the answer might not be today, it might be tomorrow. You know? I was sitting here today and I was like, I wish I could be elsewhere. But the truth of that is, well, who would be here, right? Like, who would be the cashier up front? And I realized there's nobody else, no offense to any of the other coworkers of mine, better suited to that job than me, you know? Even if that means I'm suited for a billion other jobs in the world, I'm here today, you know? Uh, YouTube and other things can wait. It's not that I want them to wait, but maybe that's not my timeline either, you know? Maybe they have to wait because it's not my choice. And I think it's cruel in a sense, but not in the sense either because it wasn't the point of that being God also had to like prepare you for life and everything that you're going to encounter. So I guess for consideration with all this, I've always worried that I don't do enough, and I think that's still probably the case, and it might always be the case too. Uh, but the answer might not be today, it might be tomorrow, so not yet. You know, it'll come, just you gotta wait, you know? That's how I've kind of felt with this channel too, because I realized that we got a few more subscribers, and then as soon as I missed the day after that, I was like, okay, well that's gonna die again. And it might, that might totally be the sad reality of all this, you know? But I guess I'm fine with that because the answer might not be today, it might be tomorrow, it might be later, you know? And that's not something I'll ever really know, but I'm here for it. I'll figure it out, you know? I'll be around. I don't know if that sounds sad. Do I sound sad? It's not something that bothers me. It's just something that it's hard to accept in a way. Um, and yeah, I also realized today just how lucky I am. Talking with a friend, you know how I am with friends, but someone I'd met forever ago, just about feels like 2, 3 years ago. Not quite 4, because that's how old the Discord server is, and I met all these people after I made that server. Um, and we were talking about so he works in fast food. It's not a particularly fun job, but that's what he does, you know. And as part of that, there's a lot of stuff that he has to do. And I make $18 an hour. He makes probably close to minimum wage. I work about 30 hours a week, come home, fall asleep because I'm really boring and super tired after that. And he works 40 to 50 hours a week and he has to power through all that. And I so deeply respect that because I don't think that's something that I could physically do. And kind of what I said earlier, he's kind of the best candidate for that job. So who better to do that, even if it's something that you truly hate, you know? Uh, kind of the same way I feel about retail and some of the customers we end up with, but that's not really my choice either. Anyways, so he's been stuck doing that, and I was talking with my assistant store manager, and I was like, you know, there are days where we don't really have to do too much, but I can at least be thankful that I'm not in his position. Not the store assistant manager, but that friend, you know. I was telling him, I was like, hey, yeah, I was texting one of my friends there and catching up with people, you know, because nothing else to do, really. And he was like, you know, you're kind of right. Yeah, I mean, there's that. We can talk with people in our break or makes time go by, you know. But I guess there's a level of thankfulness to be had in that as well. Understanding the positions others are in, and it really requires seeing that firsthand in order to kind of appreciate that secondhand in a way. I feel like I said a lot. This is like this awful presenter thing. Like, it bothers me, not that I've ever taken a public speaking class or anything, but sometimes it's hard to speak to myself, especially when topics like these, I think, require a lot of care taken. Not that they're difficult topics per se, but explaining something to the same depth that you perceive it so that you may gift other people with that. I guess it's not something to do lightly. So I have a lot of thankfulness too for the people around us that not just possess wisdom, but are able to share it with the people around us, because we really need it. And very few people out there have it, and very few people are willing to give it. So having both the wisdom and being able to share it, what a blessing that is, you know? That was a lot. So in a way, today like nothing happened, but then like a lot happened too because I had so much time to think with all that. I didn't really do much, but a lot happened, I guess, internally too. And I don't know. I really want to keep making videos and stuff too. I'm gonna keep doing this, keep powering through it every day. I don't care how tired I am at the end of the day too. Sometimes it's just fun to power through things, even if it turns into slop content, whatever. Which I really don't want it to. Trust me when I say that. But I'll be here, you know. I would love to interact with people too, because people watch these. It's just no one really comments or anything, and that's fine too. You know, maybe it'll happen eventually, just not today. But I'm a social creature. Most of us are. That's why we're on YouTube, putting things out there. Now we pretend not to be, and we pretend we're better than our crowd and all these other things too. But you know, you and I, you and the viewer, we both know that we're all the same. We're people are people. It's not complicated, you know. So I think all that said, I really enjoyed this video. This may not have been my magnum opus as far as gameplay goes, but thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in tomorrow's Sad Reality. Have a good one, y'all.